Hello and welcome to ICG Podcast episode 37. I'm Abdul and with me is the absence of Yashwant. He's out of station, so I'll be flying solo for this podcast episode. I think this is my third solo one, I guess, third or fourth. I'm not keeping count of that. But yeah, anyways, it's been quite a week. Even the previous week was kind of weird. But anyways, you have the first comment for tonight from Hungry Wolf Man. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the podcast. Well, we skipped the previous week because once again Yashwant was out of station and I was busy with work. So I decided, meh. But yeah, in work I mean grinding some cash in GTA Online in order to buy a oppressor because I was the only guy in my gang who didn't have one. But yeah, priorities. Anyways, for this episode, the first thing I will be mentioning is the upcoming games that will be arriving in the game catalog for this month. All the games will be available to download and play from February 20th. So the games that will be available for the games catalog for February are Need for Speed Unbound, The Outer Worlds, Tales of Arise, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Lego Worlds, Lego Jurassic World, Rogue Book, Rogue Lords, and Tales of Zestiria. And hello Aishwarya, thank you for joining me. And yes, it's a solo show today. Yashwant is not around. So yeah, you guys are going to be keeping me company. Anyways, so those of you who are, well, if you are a JRPG fan or thinking about getting into the JRPG genre, then the Tale series is a very good place to start. I bought all of them, yes, and I haven't started one of them, even one. Unfortunately, too many games keep popping up and distracting me. But yeah, anyways, so if you want to check out the start of the Tale series, then play Tales of Zestiria. They are available on Extra coming February 20th. And this is the only time I saw the games catalog for the Deluxe Premium thing, and the first time I was like, ah man, maybe I should have got that because they had two other Tales games, Tales of Symphonia and Team Tales of Vesperia. But then again, I bought the disc for all of them, so I don't care. Anyways, if you want to play the more up-to-date versions of the Tales game, then play Tales of Arise. And interesting fact is that uh, even after coming to PlayStation Plus, it's also arriving on Xbox Game Pass on February 20th. So people on both the platforms can play the games. So yay. Just not me yet. Anyways, so recently one of the most talked about games is Helldivers 2, and it has surpassed 140,000 concurrent players on Steam as of the time I got this news. So it might be much more than that. And it has surpassed God of War, which had 73.5k. So what is that? 73,500 concurrent players. So Helldivers 2 is currently the most played Sony published game on Steam, and is also the first Sony game on Steam which surpassed 100,000 concurrent players. So yeah, I'm seeing everywhere the game is lots of fun. Many new people are trying it out. They're trying to find players to play with them, co-op with them, and I will not be among them because I cannot shoot with the damn. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. Helldivers 2 sales are around 1 million right now, according to Arrowhead's CEO. And he said we are blowing through the estimates at least. Yes, at least. If this number is not good enough, he's still like at least. But okay, it's doing good. With the way it's going, it might increase further on because this is the number I'm quoting is only from Steam. We haven't included the number from PlayStation as well. So yeah, looks like this game is going to be running for a long time if they maintain it, right? I guess. Anyways, moving on. Alan Wake 2 has sold 1.3 million copies as of the beginning of February since launch. So GG to that. As expected of a GOTY nominee. and it's a personal goatee for many people. And 1.3 million digital sales. If this is a sign of success for digital, then oh my god, am I going to be regretting it in the future? No physical disc yet, so man. Anyways, Silent Hill 2, the short message, which is shown in the state of play, previous state of play, is available to download for free, and it has surpassed 2 million downloads. Nice. And then Grand Blue Fantasy Relink has sold over 1 million copies worldwide. That is a game that I am going to be playing. The only issue is that I cannot find a copy locally here in India. So I have to import it. And I probably will. Then Tekken 8 has already sold more than 2 million copies. Metro Exodus has sold over 10 million copies 5 years after its release. My god, 5 years. That's what, 2019? It's been 5 years since that. Wow. Anyways, Kingdom Come Deliverance has sold more than 6 million copies. And I am amongst those 6 million. Because I just recently bought it. It's on sale right now on the Microsoft Store. It's around 250 rupees. Yeah. Hello Sanjay, thank you for joining the podcast. So Xbox rumors debunked yet? No, not yet. Since it's the main thing, I've decided to keep it for later because if I keep it at the start, sometimes people wouldn't have joined by then, so they might have missed it. And yeah, if I finish talking about it, then people will come at the end and be like, "Did you talk about it yet?" So yeah, it's still there, so don't worry. Anyways, moving on. The Sony's third quarter for the fiscal year 23 has been reported. The report has come out, so they have sold 54.8 million PlayStation 5s. Marvel Spider-Man 2 has surpassed 10 million units as of February 4th. The monthly active users is 123 million. So Sony has set a record last quarter by shipping 8.2 million PS5s. They are forecasting 25 million by the end of March 2024, and they are currently at 16.4 million. So they will probably fall short to around 20 million or maybe somewhere around that mark. And they are now forecasting the drop is probably in the hardware. And at this point, they are currently 2.3 million units behind the PlayStation 4. Anyways, Aishwarya says AJ is keeping it in the last to make us all stay in the mid. I mean, isn't that kind of the thing that other people do also? Like, you put the main clickbait like title or thumbnail or whatever and then keep it for the end of the show. So, yeah. Hello, Pepperoni and Soup. Thank you for joining me. And yes, I'm doing it solo today. Based on this outer station. So, yeah, I'll be doing this solo. Anyways, so moving on. Sony says that there is no plan to release any major franchise titles in the next fiscal year, which is April 2024 to March 2025. So, no new first party titles in this entire time. I mean, they had Ragnarok, then they had Spider Man 2, and I don't know, yeah. And then Aishwarya says, yes, that's a standard practice, man, not practice. But yeah, it is. Hungry Wolf says, only clickbait thumbnail is missing. Xbox did what? Yeah, I'm not creating clickbait thumbnails, man. It's way beyond my capability to do so because I'm not taking photos of myself every time. I'm making weird reactions. Yeah, because it's awkward enough sitting and talking in front of the camera like this. Anyways, moving on. Sony has also said that the PlayStation 5 is entering its latter stage of life cycle. And actually, it says AJ moment. Yes, indeed, it is. And yeah, this message was once again posted like a clickbait article across the web everywhere. And people are like, oh no, the PS5 is going to end. Oh my god. And this basically means that it's entering the second half of its life cycle. It's not there yet, it's entering, meaning it's almost about to. It came out in November of 2020, but January 2021 here in India. So for us, it's still 3 years. That's been only 3 years. But for the rest of the world, it's more than 3 years. It's going to be four as of November. So quite some time left. I think this console cycle might last 7 to 8 years. Um, because of the pandemic, the previous cycle lasted till now. So I mean, it stopped production of the console, but games are still there. But yeah, we'll have to see. Sanjay says certified AJ moment. Yes, I can't help it when I'm correcting grammar here in the chat as well. Oh my god, something is wrong with me. But that's one of my perks. Anyways, moving on. The February update for Xbox has been announced or shown or whatever. Apparently, there'll be an automatic profile sign out. I never sign out of my profile. I just turn off the console. But okay. Improved filtering and sorting amongst my apps and games. Yeah, I require that. Whenever I clicked on sort by owned games, it shows me the entire Game Pass library. And now touch controls will be enabled in Xbox Remote Play, which is a good thing because I can't exactly attach the controller to my phone now, can I? And before you say you can buy a peripheral for that, I don't want to. Waste of money for me because I just rather play on my Xbox. I don't like tiny screens for that. I don't like to watch content on tiny screens. I can only work on them. Anyways, there's going to be a new thumbstick recalibration tool for the Xbox wireless controllers. Might help when you have stick drift. I don't know. Well, anyways, so the biggest news that was floating around for the past week and this previous week, the week before that, was the fact that Xbox is going to be, or Microsoft are going to stop making Xbox consoles. They're going to become a large game publisher with multiple studios under its belt. They're just going to go completely uh, digital with being able to directly stream from the cloud to your TV or on your phone or your tablet or your PC. And many long term Xbox content creators said they're quitting the platform, they have betrayed them, yada yada yada. Some people went as far as saying, I'm going to sell my Xbox now. And I'm like, chill. But yeah, anyways, on Thursday, but it was early morning Friday for us here in India, Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and Matt Putty uploaded a podcast. Well, they didn't upload it, but they were present in a podcast to address all of these rumors. Many of us were sitting around and clicking refresh on YouTube multiple times thinking where the hell is the podcast. Only to find out that it's not live and it is a pre-recorded thing. So yeah, they didn't have to make any fancy charts or presentations and sit and talk in front of that, practice lines, whatever. They already knew what they were going to talk about, and if they made any errors, they might have edited it and stuff like that, blah blah blah. So, anyways, it was a whole 20-ish minutes video, but I'm just going to summarize it. So, one thing has been confirmed: 4 games will be coming to PlayStation and probably Nintendo as well. And those 4 games are Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, Pentiment, and Sea of Thieves. Yay for Hi-Fi Rush is definitely a game I feel like everybody should play. I enjoy it myself quite a lot, and I mean, it doesn't have too many accessibility options. But as a guy with the disabilities, I was able to complete the entire game. So yeah, this was fun, and it's completely a rhythm-based game. So the soundtrack was pretty nice. Then Sea of Thieves and another online multiplayer game, which yeah, if you want to live like some sort of pirate and not spend, well, you have to spend on PlayStation, but you get what I mean. You don't have to buy Skull and Bones, the quadruple A title. You can just play this multiplayer game, Sea of Thieves. And apparently, Phil Spencer said in an interview with The Verge that he wouldn't rule out Starfield and Indiana Jones on other systems. He says, and I quote, I don't think we should, as an industry, ever rule out a game going to another platform, end quote. Quite ironic because the first question he got in the interview was is Starfield coming to PlayStation? And he was like, no. But looks like in an interview he says it could happen. But yeah, one thing Sarah Bond said was that Game Pass will only be available on Xbox and PC, and day one games will be available on that from their studios. They're not moving Game Pass anywhere, but maybe some games, maybe third party games might leak over. Who knows? As for Phil Spencer's quote, I don't think he's ever seen what Nintendo has been doing because they have clearly ruled out bringing many of the games to other platforms. I mean, I've been able to play Pokemon on anything other than a Nintendo console. I mean, imagine playing Pokemon on PlayStation or Xbox. That would just be wild. But yeah, for that we have Pal World. Okay, I don't want to say more on that. I might get sued. Anyways, moving on. Diablo 4 is going to be the first Activision Blizzard King game coming to Game Pass on March 28th. So yeah, they were like, we will only be bringing Activision Blizzard games in 2025, and now they're like, okay, too much of a hubbub going around with this Xbox, going to stop creating consoles and yada yada yada. So I think they did this as a sort of damage control. So Diablo 4 is coming to Game Pass. And also on the podcast, they confirmed that there is currently 34 million active Game Pass subscribers. Also, in the holiday season, we can expect to see some new hardware that's a leap ahead in the generation or whatever. I'm guessing it's going to be that digital only Series X. Who knows? Anyways, moving on. Sony Interactive Entertainment Korea has announced that Rise of the Ronin will not launch in Korea. Director Fumihiko Yasuda made a statement glorifying Shoin Yasuda. Sorry, Shoin Yoshida, a 19th century thinker who advocated Jeongan, 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 Jeongan theory. I can't pronounce these Korean or Japanese names, man, but whatever. Some theory. It's a theory of the invasion of Joseon, Joseon, Joseon. I don't know. But yeah, Korea and Japan don't get along very well. So yeah, basically, the game director was made a statement glorifying one of the 19th century thinkers who thought about the theory of the invasion of some Korean place. So they're not going to sell it in Korea. Anyways, moving on. Shuntaro Furukawa, the president of Nintendo, called Pikmin. Pikmin or Pikmin? Pikmin. Yeah, he's called that a Nintendo flagship IP, which means yet another thing that won't be on other platforms. And in other interesting news, Apple has unbanned Epic. So Epic is now planning to launch a digital storefront and Fortnite on iOS this year. Yay, another place to play Fortnite. Wow. Anyways, this is a rumor. So according to Insider Gaming, Respawn, the studio behind Titanfall and Jedi Fallen Order, is working on a first-person Mandalorian game. According to their sources, it's a year or two away. I haven't seen the show. I should see the show sometime, but I'm not interested. Anyways, another rumor is that apparently a few development sources have told VGC that they are working on Switch 2 games for early 2025, and many other sources have been telling them that the potential launch for Switch 2 will be early 2025. That makes it any time between January to March, maybe even June. But yeah, so Switch 2. So for those who want to Switch 2, you can wait till then. If you're planning on buying a Switch now, you might wait, and or if you want to get it at a discounted price, you can wait for it to launch and get it cheaper. Anyways, the spiritual successor of Double SX, that Tony Hawk snowboarding kind of game. I remember playing it in my Nokia phone. I never played the one for consoles. Anyways, the spiritual successor of that game from the creators of the series was in development at Supernatural Studios, and they had a publishing deal with 2K, but 2K pulled out and the game got cancelled. So no more extreme snowboarding for us. It's not like we had it anyways. Then Yoshitaka Murayama, yeah, Yoshitaka Murayama. I will start learning more Japanese names. Anyways, he is the head of Rabbit and Bear Studios and the creator of Suikoden. Oh my god. Suikoden and Euden. Oh my god. Everyone says Euden, but it's supposed to be pronounced Euden. But anyways, has unfortunately passed away on February 6th due to an illness. Rest in peace to him. I got 100% in Euden Chronicle Rising last month. Definitely worth the 20 odd hours I sunk into that game. It was fun, repetitive but fun. And unfortunately, the sad thing is he has passed away almost like a month or two away from the release of the major game, that is Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes. So it's sad to hear that. Anyways, we're coming to the worst part of the podcast, and that is the layoff section. And that is Hungry Users. I pronounce it as, dude, if you write the spelling, I'm gonna read it as Euden. So you have to type out like this how it's pronounced with slashes. But yeah. Anyways, at around 24 employees at ZA//UM. There's a backward slash. Hmm. 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 That was the point. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyways, around 24 employees at ZA/UM Studios. The makers of Disco Elysium are at a risk of redundancy. The standalone expansion for Disco Elysium was cancelled. The sequel was cancelled in 2022 and a new sci-fi IP was paused in 2023. They still have 2 games in development, so I don't know how it'll go. And now we come to the part I hate the most about the podcast, the layoffs. And what would layoffs be without mentioning Embracer? So Embracer has reduced its global workforce headcount by 1,387 people, or around 8%. Wow, 1,300 people is only 8% for them. I don't know what to say about that. Apparently they closed or divested 16 studios and cancelled 29 unannounced games. 7 of those were internal studios. The other 9 studios are external, so they are more or less outside of Embracer's reach, which is a good thing in these times. But with the way they're going, they're unlikely to hit their restructuring program target of below 8 billion in net debt by March 31st. Wow. And to top it all off, the CEO of Embracer, Lars Wingefors, I don't know how to read that. Wingefors. Okay. I just call him Lars. Anyways, he says that layoffs are something that everyone needs to get through. Okay. And he says, you can debate the speed we want to build organic growth, but the ambition was obviously to aggressively, organically grow the company. Now we just need to adjust for that. Guy buys 120 plus studios and it's like, we have to aggressively yet organically grow the company by laying off as many people as possible. That's just crazy. Anyways, Riot Games will lay off an additional 336 people. Oh my god. And then Blackbird Interactive, the studio behind Homeworld 3 and Minecraft Legends, confirmed that an unspecified number of people got laid off because Development partners shelved some projects. They had some similar layoffs back in August. And Hungry Wolf says the entire writing team of Disco Elysium is out of ZA/UM. Yes, I read that. And apparently they're deciding on who to lay off next based on a point system that is going on internally. Right. And the last bit of news is that Popcore, the studio that is owned by Zynga/Take Two, has laid off an unspecified number of people. And with that, it concludes all of the news for this week. Yeah, so that's as much as I got. And as usual, when it's just me, it finishes out quite fast. I mean, the current timer shows it's only been 26 minutes. I've got another 4 minutes to spare. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask me. And I should have probably worn a different shirt. This looks like a straight jacket on me. Oh, yeah. Anyways, now just wait for comments. Dun, 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 dun. This is quite awkward, isn't it? Angry Guru says, nah, there was not many new items this week. I mean, yeah, nothing new. I'm just waiting for March. No, not March. I'm waiting for February 29th for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Waiting for March 22nd for Dragon's Dogma 2. And waiting for April for Stellar Babe. Stellar Blade. I just call it Stellar Babe. But yeah. I think not just me, plenty of guys are waiting for that game. Something else to simp to. But yeah. Guys, what are your anticipated games? Do let me know. Maybe I might pick them up as well. Aishwarya Malka says March 22nd. Yeah, March 22nd for Dragon's Dogma 2. I think you're going to get Rise of Ronin, right? Yeah. If you order, I think you might end up getting it on the 27th. Maybe even 30th of March, who knows. Hungry Wolf says also plug Slay the Princess. Okay? Everyone should play that, Slay the Princess. It's like a reverse Mario. You're not supposed to save the princess. Slay the princess. Is it slay the princess as in kill the princess, or slay the princess as in the name of the princess is Slay? I don't know. Weird way of naming it. Aifyre says, yes, I'll exchange Ronin for Dogma if I get a chance. Why not buy both? Money issue, I'm guessing. Angry Wolf says another indie game to check out is Chance of Senar. And also says that slay is equal to kill. So yeah, you're supposed to kill the princess. Why do you want to kill a princess, man? Okay. Maybe you're just taking the opposite approach of other games where usually there's always a damsel in distress who you have to rescue, but here you have to supposed to kill them. And Aishwarya confirms that yes, it is a money issue. I mean, Aishwarya is like, Babe is also in queue. Yes, he is. Actually, we are all in the queue to play the game, actually. It's not in the queue. And Angry will suggest that I should play Chance of Senara. It says Chance of Senara or Slay the Princess. Because that game is like a visual novel. Interesting. Maybe I should play that. Pentiment was also sort of like a novel. Picture novel? What do you call those? I don't know. Art books, graphic books. I forgot the name. Yeah. I think it's visual novel as well. Yeah, Pentiment was pretty good. And yeah, we reached the 30-minute mark, so no more comments after this. So thank you guys for watching. So Angry says yes, Pentiment and great writing indeed. and you have to sit and read lots of it, which is part of it. Yeah. Anyways, thank you to Hungry Wolf, thank you to Aishwarya, thank you to Sanjay, and thank you to Pepper Onion Soup for joining today's podcast. It was fun. Kindly like, subscribe, and watch more of our videos. Hopefully next week Yashwant will be there and join me for the podcast, and it'll be longer than this one for sure. That I can guarantee, I guess. And I hope there's lots more news this coming week. Yeah, so look forward to that. So good night, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Have a great Sunday, and have a great week ahead. This is Abdul signing off.